All right, there we go. We're good. We're good. Welcome, guys, to the Xceleration Fitness Podcast. Number, John Papp, help me out.
19.
Yes, number 19 is my favorite number. Very special edition this week, guys. We got a guy all the way from Indianapolis, Indiana. We have followed this guy for a long time. He is a Ball State graduate. He is the co-owner of Pace Fitness. And a cool, interesting story, which hopefully he'll get into today. This guy was a telecommunications major, was at one of the largest multimedia companies in the world, and he left that company, took a leap into fitness, and has never looked back. He is an esteemed author. How's that sound, Justin? Sounds good, doesn't it?
Sounds pretty official.
Writer. I really met this guy through stack.com, so thanks to Andy Haley for connecting us. But this guy's a very, very good writer. He's a gym owner. He's a dad. And a very special thing about him is he created the Saved by the Barbell podcast, which is getting really, really big. Awesome podcast that I've been featured on. Hopefully John Papp will. And last but not least, guys, it was diagnosed that he has a blood type of dark roast coffee. So,
yes, accurate.
Without further ado, before I get to Justin, I got to let my man John Papp say what's up, my co-host.
What's up? So Justin, welcome to the podcast. This is kind of completing the dual thing that we had here. We had Kevin last week, and now
this
the other
is
half
awesome.
of the Saved by the Barbell podcast this week, so it's pretty cool. But pretty much same as Ben, I kind of followed or first discovered Justin through I think Stack.com and Andy, and then through social media, and kind of followed what he's done, and he's got some really, really great stuff. So I highly recommend, finding his stuff and reading up and watching what he has to offer, because there's some really interesting exercises and rep schemes and different stuff that you normally wouldn't do that he does. So it's always great information he's putting out. But kind of let's get right into it. Tell us who you are, Justin, what you do, and where you're at.
Yeah, man. Hey, first of all, super excited to be on the show. It's kind of weird with video. I'm trying to get used to I don't know what to do with my eyes, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you guys having me on, man. This is awesome. The feeling and the respect is mutual. I've been following you guys for a while now, and it's really cool to kind of see what you guys are doing, how you've grown since we've connected, and I think it's going to be a good show. So I'll start off, with a little bit of a backstory on me, and kind of go into a little bit more detail of what Ben was mentioning with my kind of leap of faith into this industry. As most strength coaches and trainers start off, I was once an athlete that did not excel. You know what I mean? So I played basketball at a really high level up until college, and then was faced with the decision to either basically play somewhere at a level where I really didn't want to be, which was D3 or NAIA, or just kind of be a kid and move on and end the career there. So I chose to just go to school, went to Ball State, and it's a really, really big media school. It's known for its David Letterman School of Communications, basically. So he graduated. He put a whole bunch of money into the school. And so I went there and basically thought I was going to be the next Stuart Scott. So, that's my guy. Rest in peace, Stuart Scott. He is one of the biggest inspirations for me when I was growing up. He was just so cool and on SportsCenter, and just being a basketball lover and a sports lover in general, I wanted to be him. So I decided to go into that field and discovered that I was not good on camera. So it's funny to me that I'm on camera right now.
That's shocking to hear that.
Kind of giving it up.
Great on camera.
And so, college was awesome. I had a great experience at Ball State, but the only downside was I figured out that I didn't want to do the TCOM thing anymore. I didn't want to be in telecommunications. I needed to get back to athletics. And in a way, I always knew that, because that's why I did TCOM in the first place, was so I could talk about sports or, report on sports. But as I got a little bit older, I realized that, I need to be in it. I need to be in the grind. I'm a grinder, dude. So this is this is kind of how my love for fitness and athletic training kind of came into play. I think my junior year, I had some health issues. I got diagnosed with celiac disease. So, I have to eat gluten-free. So I was doing that shit before it was cool.
You're a legit gluten-free person.
Yeah. So I had to go gluten-free, and that like changed my life because at the time it was terrible. I mean, it was like, I can't drink beer. I can't eat pizza. What is a college kid supposed to do? So I changed my whole diet. And honestly, I couldn't have done it without my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time. We were living together, and basically she did all the research. I didn't know what gluten was, man. I was just a straight up like bro, meathead, college boy. So I'm like, I don't know what gluten is, but I can't eat it. So that kind of got me in love with nutrition. And then that brought me back to the world of like physical preparation and athletic training and just, that whole realm. So my whole last 2 years, I knew I didn't want to be in my major, but I'm 20, 21 years old, about to get out of college, which was in Muncie, Indiana, which is a shithole. So, by the way, can I cuss on here?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, cool.
So, basically, I started working towards this fitness thing while I was still finishing school in another major. So I was kind of living like two separate lives almost, where I go to school and learn about TV and radio and copywriting and marketing and all this stuff that I didn't care about, but I needed to graduate. And then on the side, when I got home, I'm on my grind. I'm trying to learn about weightlifting and all this athletic performance enhancement stuff. So graduated, took the job in media that Ben mentioned. I worked for a company that owns well over 100 radio stations and about 50 other digital publications. So I worked for them doing their national sales and digital marketing. So did that for like 3 years, actually about 2.5, 3 years. And I hated it. It was not for me. I was at a desk all day. I was wearing dress clothes every day. It was just not for me. And, at that time I was starting a family. We built a house, we got married shortly after we got pregnant. And so this whole time I'm grinding on the side, trying to figure out how to break into the fitness industry or the strength and conditioning world, and finally caught that break. So I think around, I want to say October of 2013 or 14. I can't even remember. I have the worst memory. A new gym opened up in Fishers, Indiana, which is just north of Indianapolis. And basically I'm like, all right, this is my shot, because they are starting from the ground up and they need people, they need trainers, they need marketing. And so I went to the owner. I said, look, dude, I have worked with McDonald's, Jimmy John's, Coca-Cola, the biggest brands in the world that you can imagine, and help them on their marketing. So I want to be a trainer. You need marketing. Let's find a way we can put this together. And so I started doing their marketing while I was training on the side. So kind of getting my feet wet and just trying to learn the business, you can read the books all you want and you can pass all the exams. You can get so many certifications, but until you apply it to real life, it's worth nothing. So
yeah,
that was me, just getting my feet wet. And prior to that, I had tried other ways. Like I actually hired coaches to train me and kind of became the client so I could kind of see what it was like on the other side of the fence. And basically, long story short, got that job, killed it, became what I feel to be is a really good trainer, and then started managing the gym. And then I was there for about 3 years, and most recently I left in March of this year. And that's when I started the whole Pace Fitness Academy thing. So Pace Fitness Academy basically is, right now it's a training company that, we take contracts with teams and local stuff like that. And then we also have general fitness enthusiasts who come and they want to train like an athlete. but we're working on a gym space right now that we've been running into complications with, but it's a grind, you know, and it's part of it, and it's a process. And so right now we're just trying to open up that facility. I'm training out of an awesome place right now under a really cool lady named Vanessa Greger. So if you're listening to this, shout out to Vanessa. And basically she lets me run my business out of her gym. And, you know, that's how I got here today. And basically I think the writing and stuff, that's just something on the side that I've been able to kind of I don't want to say prove my expertise, but it's just a way to get my thoughts out there. And I found that people respond really well to it, and people enjoy reading it. So it's something that I really kind of need to get back onto, because ever since my second son was born 2 months ago, man, I've been slacking on that stuff.
Yeah, well, congratulations on that again. Talk about your writing a little bit. I remember last year reading the Stack.com stuff, and you had an article that had some absurd amount of views. What was that?
That was, oh man, it was like, it got almost 400,000 views.
Yeah.
Which was insane.
Yeah.
And it was about grip. Like, it was all about grip mistakes that you might be making. So how to grip on a bench press, how to grip on a lat pull down, and then how to grip on a deadlift. And I had some really strong thoughts that people weren't necessarily, you know, some people were like, this is genius. And then some people were like, you know, internet trolls about it. But
the good old comment section.
Dude, I was reading the comments and people were just ripping me apart. And I'm like, man, it's really like that? I mean, I'm just giving my opinion.
That's quite the experience when you first read the comments on a popular article like that. And you're like, kind of second guessing everything you wrote. And
I know.
I'm done. No, I can't read this.
I love reading comments on those, man, especially the hater ones, man. Those are the best.
Dude, this guy was like, this guy, he weighs like 200 pounds soaking wet. He probably can't even bench 225. I'm like, man.
Know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
People get so angry, man. I'm just like, it's not that deep, man. This is my opinion. If you don't like it, move on.
I know, right? I liked John and I did a video on mean tweets at trainers. It was awesome. I mean, the shit that I hear, dude, is awesome. Is I think my favorite one was gay as fuck, should be in a woman's health. I was like, yeah. But,
that's fucked up, man. People are cruel. People are bad, man.
I read something by Tim Ferriss though, and Tim Ferriss is like, if someone has the energy and like time to write that comment, then they got a lot more time in their hands. So if you engage in them, like, you're just feeding into them. So
you're feeding into their bullshit. Yes, it's funny to read, but at the same time, it's like, it's never that deep, man. You don't gotta go in on people.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's cool though. I mean, you were in that's 3 years at one job doing telecommunications, and you still had an itch for fitness. And it's a common theme that we're seeing amongst all of our people that we bring on the show, dude. It's they took a leap of faith and they didn't look back. And
well, I mean, talk about what that was like, you know, kind of that transition. I mean, how did, like, what you got you through that? Because I imagine that was a pretty tough time, just like scary. You don't know what's going to happen, you know? Yeah,
it was, man, I gotta bring up my wife again, dude. It was just like, she had my back. So it's like, she said, you know, I trust you. I know you're going to do your thing. So having that support system is super important. And so, you know, if you're not married, maybe you have friends or a close girlfriend or some kind of support system. You have to have that, because doing it alone is just not the move. Like, it's not going to go smooth no matter what. So as many people as you can have to have your back when you make a leap like that is super clutch. But, you know, for me, I was grinding like on the side. I'm training people for free. I'm you know, I started writing a little bit. I was training, you know, anybody who just wanted a workout. And looking back, I was totally wrong about it, you know. Yeah. I had people doing stuff that I would never do today, you know. But it's part of it. Like, you have to learn. Everybody starts somewhere. And so, you know, as you sharpen that mindset and skill set, you kind of get better. But
so, hey, can you touch back on that? How old are you, Justin?
Did you say how old am I now?
Yeah, how old are you now?
27. I'll be 28 in a couple months.
27, 28. Because you said something really important there, in that you did a lot of shit for free while you had another job.
Yeah.
It's unreal, the things that I'm seeing today with, I mean, maybe it's interns or maybe it's kids I'm reaching out to, but like, kids got to realize, and John Papp is like one of the most prime examples with everybody, you got to do some shit for free if you want to make it in this profession. But I think in any profession in general, you got to be doing shit and expecting not a little pay for it. I mean, it's just about living your passion. I don't know if you guys see it today, but John Papp came to me. I don't know, Justin, if you know this. He's like, hey, man, I'm too young to intern for credits. I just want to do it for free. I'm like, really? I'm like, holy shit, yes, tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I think if you look at everybody, though, you name a famous person who's been successful in business or anything, I guarantee they did some kind of work for free or some kind of weird, odd thing that most people wouldn't do.
Here's something for you that you might not know. So you're talking about doing shit for free, right? I paid to get my foot in the door. Wow. Like, I went to – are you guys familiar with Mike Robertson?
Yeah.
So his gym is here in Indy. It's in Fishers. He's a great dude, by the way. Like, if you could ever get him on the show, I know he's super busy. Man, the knowledge that guy has is insane. But when I first realized that I wanted to do this, like, and I knew it was going to be real, I went to his gym and I signed up. And not only did I sign up, I signed up for like their training. So they have a world-renowned internship program that they run out of there. And I had a family, so I couldn't just take an internship. I was making decent money on my job. So I went there and said, basically, look, I want to be you guys. I will pay for this. I'll be a member. It was like, I think I was paying $300 a month.
Wow.
To train there twice a week. Yeah. And, hopefully I didn't just spill the beans on his pricing, but whatever. But, yeah, so I went there. I said, I'll sign up. I showed up for like a year straight almost, and basically said, I want to know why I'm doing everything. I want to know what this is for, what your thought process is behind this, because I want to be you. I want to be you guys. And so they knew that straight up, and they brought me in. And, it wasn't an internship by any means, because their internship is insane. But it was cool because they say, okay, we're going to front squat, and then we're going to go into dead bugs. And so they'd be like, this is – your front squat is going to engage your core more than a back squat, and then your dead bugs is going to help you get your spine back to neutral and work on your breathing and your diaphragmatic breaths and just bracing your core. And so I'm like, I thought you just squat and then curl. And you know what I mean? It's like I was totally new to the game. I knew a little bit, but I didn't know as much as I thought I did. And so not working under them, but working with them, primarily I was working with a guy named Ty Terrell, and Lance Goyke was a trainer there. There's a guy named James Serby who's a really smart dude. So, yeah, I was training under them and paying for it just so I could get that knowledge. And then the next step was me giving it away for free. So it was like, dude, I climbed from the depths of hell to get to where I am in my career right now. And I'm not even close to being satisfied. So I don't know if that can help anybody, but I would just say you're totally right. You have to be ready to eat shit for a long time to get to where you want to be. If you want to be the type of person that works a little bit and gets paid a lot, what you see those people doing on TV and Instagram and stuff, that's the end result. They work their butts off to get to that point. And that's what people don't see. And that's what people don't understand, especially younger kids who are coming out of high school and college right now. I call it the Kardashian effect, man. They don't understand real life.
I mean, that's crazy. This is a guy from Ball State University, a college degree, a salary job, telecommunications. I mean, you should be getting paid. Everything should be done, right? The work is done. Yet you're paying $300 a month for twice a week. $300 a month.
And I got a second job to support that. I started working at GNC.
Wow.
Started working on GNC Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I hated it, dude. Like, because because in my world, I'm the man. You know what I mean? Like at my radio job, I was that guy. And so I had to swallow my pride and say, look, if I want to get to this level, I have to do some things that, that are out of the norm. So I went also got a second job on the weekends at GNC, stereotypical, fitness job. And it was terrible because they took it so seriously. And I was like, this is only so I can be a trainer. Like, I don't want to make this my career, but I had to adapt to that, and I had to act like it was super important.
Wow. I got mad respect for that story. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's hustle.
Rough times, man. Rough times.
That's what you got to do.
We living good though now.
Yeah, for sure.
Now kind of shifting gears a little bit or going back. Now you kind of talked about some different things that you had learned with training and whatnot. And some of the stuff I see you put out, it's awesome. I love it. But it kind of goes against, the traditional meathead, like you have to back squat, you have to do this, you have to do that. Like how did that come about, and kind of just talk on that? Because a lot of the exercises you do are great. Like the goblet reverse deficit lunges, like been using those like crazy. Like you're big on the trap bars, I know, and versus in landmine stuff versus, just traditional barbell exercise like the big three. So kind of talk on that a little bit.
So it all stemmed from getting injured. When I was in high school, I had but it was a nagging back injury. Mm-hmm. And I kind of kept it under wraps because, I wanted to play. I didn't know better at the time. And so it eventually morphed into a problem that I'm actually getting surgery for September 1st. So we're talking about like 10 years in the making, but that back injury saved my career, or at least I would say helped me get to where I am in my career, because I found different ways to do these, foundational movements. Like one of my, I guess you call him a mentor / friend, John Russin. He's really big on these foundational movements. So squat, hinge, lunge, push, pull, carry. Those are his kind of find a way to get those movements in your exercise routine. And so I kind of adapted that because I identify with that. Yes, it is super important to squat, but with my back injury, I wasn't comfortable putting 400 pounds on my back. So I had to find a different way to do it. And so some of these landmine variations come in handy. You can kind of just kind of make stuff up and see what happens and test it out on yourself, obviously, before you test it out on other people. But bottom line, it came from my injury that got me super interested in all the different variations. And so now I don't necessarily prescribe exercises, or, if I program something, I really kind of program a movement. So I'm saying, today's a squat day. How's your back feeling today? It's iffy. Okay, we're going to front squat then. If it's feeling good, we might back squat. If you can't handle either of those, we'll goblet squat or reverse deficit lunge or landmine squat. There's a million. there's literally, I have an ebook. There's 101 different ways to squat. So that's a cheap plug for you. Go to my website and get that. but no, man. So that's, to answer your question, that's kind of how it came about. I was hurt, and I was not about to let my injury become an excuse. And so that's kind of where it came from.
I love that. And I think that's something that, those who are watching right now that may, you may work out on your own or whatever, like there are a million, like he said, 101 different ways to squat and that he uses. So, there are so many different variations. There's really no excuse not to do those foundational movements unless it's a very extreme case. But in almost everyone's case, they can do these movements, and there's a way. And you just got to find and learn, like you were talking about earlier, just learn and experiment. So I think that's big.
Yeah, there's always a way, man. Like, and it might not be how you want to do it or how you're used to doing it. Like, don't get me wrong, man. I'd rather just load up a barbell and just crush back squats all day. But sometimes you gotta pump the brakes, you gotta just listen to your body. And I think that it's so I don't know. It's like glorified to be hardcore now, which is cool, man. I wish I could be hardcore, but I'm not. Like I'm soft now, you know? It's like I got to find other ways.
It's the dad life, the fact of matter.
Yeah, I'm a father of two, man. I got a heart now. I never had a heart before. So
hey, what's up with your back?
That's when I'll get a heart.
Say what?
That's when I'll get a heart then?
Yeah. For sure.
Justin,
what'd you say?
With your back? You said you had a back issue? I think that's
Yeah, so it started off as just a herniated disc, right? Like a typical, very fixable injury. And then it got worse. And then it got better in college. And then it got really, really bad like after college, about 2 or 3 years out of college. So I would say I'd been working on this for a solid 3 years of strict alternative methods. Talking chiropractors. I've been to 4 chiropractors. I've been to 3 physical therapists. I've gotten acupuncture, excuse me. I've gotten shots, injections. I've tried a lot of shit, you know, man. And so that's one thing that I will say. Try what you can, man. By all means, avoid surgery. Like, I don't want to get this. I need this. And so that's the point where I'm at right now. Like I've seen the top guys in the field, and basically to answer your question, what happened was my disc that was herniated ended up a piece of it detached. So a lot of times you can get the disc to like slip back in to where it's supposed to be. This is like almost detached and kind of free floating in space somewhere in my back. So it's conveniently laying right on my sciatic nerve, and that feels great. So, yeah, it's rough. So they're going to go in and just remove that debris and kind of clean up everything. It's actually not too bad of a spine surgery when we're looking at like 12 weeks of recovery. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm bummed about it, but I'm super excited to get out of pain after everything and all the money that I spent and hours trying to fix it.
So if you could pick 3 moves to help with low back pain, I guess ease the pain, not fix it, but like to ease the pain for listeners out there, what would you say?
Man, that's a tough question. I got a stockpile of them too.
Yeah, you probably got 101 different ways.
Yeah. I would say, okay, I'll take the general approach because I think a lot of back pain is not what I have. Like I have a structural issue where there has been something that's displaced from where it's supposed to be. So that's a little bit different. For most people who have just back tightness, you know, their QLs and, you know, like their back feels tight, that's super fixable, I think, you know. And so the top 3, let's see. I would say number 1, dead bugs, to get your core stronger and turn off or minimize the overactivity of the lower back muscles that are probably taking over while you're lifting and you don't even know it. So I would say dead bugs are first to really get that breathing pattern down and get the pelvis to as neutral as it can be. What's another one? I would say I'm going to go with split squats. And the reason being is because I think a lot of people avoid squats or exercise if their back hurts. And I think it's completely okay to train around it. You don't want to train through it. You want to train around it. And I've found that the split squat is a great way to build muscle, you know, both quads and glutes and hamstrings while, you know, training around that pain. So I don't know if this will necessarily make your back feel better like the dead bug will, but it will definitely help you get stronger, which can help you get better. So, and we're looking at 90-90 position here with the legs. So you get a good stretch on the hip flexor, which could actually help your lower back, you know, in the grand scheme of things. But that 90-90 position is huge because it gets, again, it locks that pelvis into a neutral position. If you're in the right position, you going straight up and down without any pressure on the lower back. You're getting a lot of quad, you're getting hamstrings, you're getting glutes. And then you're getting core because depending on where you load it, you can load it like a goblet squat, or you can put it on the side, put a barbell on your back, whatever you want to do. That's another really good one. I would say a third one is going to be, I'm going to say 90-90 belly breathing. And so this is more of like a warm up or cool down exercise. And you get up on a wall, put your heels, your feet against the wall like this. And then you bend your knees at 90 degrees. So you got 90 degrees coming here, down to your knees, and then down to your hips too. So it's a really good way to get your pelvis into neutral. Not that I'm like overly conscious of the whole pelvis thing. I think that can be really overwhelming, but it is good to get that pelvis into a good position because that can help your overly active back muscles relax, So 90-90 breathing, you put the feet up on the wall like that, and you just breathe into your diaphragm. You really expand and try to get a good breath. And then oh man, the lights just turned off on me in my wife's classroom. And then you exhale, and as you exhale, you're reaching up, and that reach is really, really good for getting a good stretch on the T-spine and then into the lower back as well. So, and it's just good, man, to kind of cool down after an exercise. It's really good to kind of get your heart rate down and kind of come back to that parasympathetic mode where you're rest and recovery. You're not fight or flight. You can kind of calm down from that jacked up state of mind that you get into when you lift weights.
And one thing I think that's huge that a lot of people just, who head to the gym don't get is, they hear all these different things to make you move better and feel better and mobility exercises and all these crazy things. And they think that they have to spend their whole workout doing them. But the thing is, you work them within the workout, and it takes, 5 minutes extra maybe to do these things. So it's a very small amount of time that you have to put into it, but the rewards can be big long-term when you do them consistently. And, like you said, like the supersetting the dead bug with the front squat earlier, like stuff like that. Very simple stuff that can add up long-term. You don't have to spend 45 minutes doing mobility and breathing work. You can interspace them.
Exactly. Hey, real quick, I'm going to try to – they have automatic lights here. I know that we're live, but I'm going to try to get it back on real quick.
Okay, you're good.
1 second.
I think you guys listening to this at home, the big reason I asked that question is I want to see his passion come out, and I think you guys can see it right away, how detailed he got. He's ready for it. And, I mean, that's him living his passion. That's a guy that went from telecommunications to talking what he's talking about now. Some big words in there, but he's very passionate about what he's doing. And it's all learned through application too. So that's awesome, man.
Yeah. By all means, like with the big words and everything, I am so far from being even on the level where I want
that everyone can understand too. That's awesome. That's why you're such a good writer too.
Like it's crazy how much I almost think sometimes people know too much. And I know that sounds stupid, but maybe it's not knowing it, but it's like trying to apply it all. Yeah. And they try to be a doctor and a trainer and a physical therapist and a nutritionist. And it's like, man, I don't really know how you can be great at one thing if you're dabbling in a little bit of everything. Yeah. But, that's just my opinion. Some people are really good at it and it works for them. So
I'm with you on that. I think a lot of people, if you're listening to this as a trainer maybe, or we know so much because we live it, but most people out there, think of this. I'm building my website right now. So I'm going to go for the one that's simple, the easiest, like for beginners program. That's how people think when they go to fitness stuff. Like, I want beginner shit on how to fix my back. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. No one's going to click the advanced way to fix your back. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. Like there's definitely more advanced ways than what I said, like we can get into like, I can tell you about some of the things I did in physical therapy where I'm like, I don't understand what's going on inside my body, but it's making my back feel better. Yeah. And so it's like, but those are three really simple things. And I think that, a lot of times an injury is just a weakness that needs to be fixed with a strengthening of something that's causing that weakness. Like it's almost like your body is, like a tug of war. You know, it's like if you're, and this is not always the case, but you know, if your QL muscles and your low back muscles are really tight and just overly active all the time, it might be because your hamstrings and glutes are weak. So while you're doing hamstring and glute exercises, your lower back takes over and compensates. And so then that flips the pelvis forward into like an anterior pelvic tilt, stretches out and weakens the hamstrings. And then it's like, you know, all you have to do is just kind of correct that imbalance, and you can get back to a good, you know, feeling in terms of back health and stuff like that. But it's different, you know, for everybody. Like I said, I had like a structural issue, so it's not, I wish it was something I could fix easier, but I got to bite the bullet on this one and go ahead and get cut open. It sucks.
All right. Well, hey, if you guys don't mind, I got to run my son to some family party today. So I want to get into these fun questions. John, the rapid fire questions, which I totally stole from your guys' podcast.
Dude, it's the best. I love it.
Fun, yeah.
I'm going to start off easy, but then we're going to get deep on you. So get ready, man.
Oh, shit.
Favorite color?
Baby blue.
Oh, shit. Quick. Okay.
Tar Heels.
If you could choose an age to stay at for the rest of your life, what age is it?
Man, I don't think I'm at that age yet. Just to play along, I'll say 23. 23 was awesome.
John, are you 24 right now?
23.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's an awesome age. What can I say?
You asked me this question, and I thought it was like the best question ever. If you could be in a 90s music group, which music group is it?
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
All right, that works. That works. John, what would be yours? I want to know that.
Yeah.
John Papp, what's yours?
I think I answered this on one of the questions, and it was Rage Against the Machine.
Okay.
Oh, dude, great band.
Mm-hmm.
Great band.
All right, Justin, what's your favorite book?
Start With Why by Simon Sinek.
I keep hearing about that book. I've never read it yet.
Dude, got to read it. It's awesome.
Papp, have you read that yet?
I have not, no.
Start With Why. Okay, I'll write that down. All right, favorite quote?
He who fears being conquered is certain of defeat.
Ooh.
That's gold.
Yeah, that's good shit right there.
I got two actually. The other one is it's a Red Hot Chili Peppers quote. I actually have it tatted on my arm. Never been a better time than right now.
You know what? I saw your Facebook post or Instagram post when you made your move in March. And
yeah.
Every time I hear that song now, I think of that quote. I'm like, damn.
It's so golden, man, but they hit it in there. It's like not even part – it's not even like a major lyric. It's just like –
yeah, man.
It stuck out to me.
Did you read anyways, this okay.
Scar tissue.
Favorite food?
I'm gonna say I love a good burger, man.
Oh yeah,
can't go wrong.
What restaurant do you go to? You getting a burger right now?
Burger Fuel.
Where's that,
dude? If you ever come to Indiana, I'll take you there. So
we're coming, man. We're coming.
Burger Fuel is a company based out of New Zealand, and they just opened up their first restaurant in America in Indianapolis.
Oh,
yeah, right in your neighborhood too.
Everything is like organic, grass-fed. Like, don't get me wrong, these burgers are not great for you, but they use like New Zealand cows, which are supposed to be the best. So it's just good. You can taste the quality. It's amazing.
Cool shit. All right, your celebrity crush.
I have so many. My wife and I always talk about this. Gwen Stefani, man, she's bad.
Yeah, she's not bad at all.
Gwen Stefani and probably J-Lo, number 2.
J-Lo, go throwing it back.
Throwback, baby.
John Papp, who's yours?
I I don't know, actually. I've never really thought about this.
They don't know about celebrities in Sandusky, Michigan, so
yeah, we don't.
You got to give me one.
I'm going to have to think about that. Let me think about
Oh, come
that.
on.
I'll revisit it.
By the end of the show.
We got 2 more questions, John, so you better be ready. All right, you got a chance to meet one athlete and go to lunch with them of all time. Any athlete right now or in history. Who is an athlete?
Oh, man. That is tough. I'd probably go with Peyton Manning or Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Dang. Those are – I
don't know.
Huh.
Yeah, it's probably those two. I have a bunch of names in my head, but those two stick out.
John Papp, coming back to you with the celebrity crush.
All right. So I'm really bad with, like, actors' names, like, movie names. I'm terrible, so I don't actually know this person's name. And I've only seen one movie with her in it. But have you guys seen the movie Easy A?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That girl. I don't know her name.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone, yeah.
There we go.
She's a big deal, dude.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I am terrible with that kind of stuff. But that is mine.
All right, Justin, where can we find you at, man? What's all info at?
Just go to my website, justinochoa.com. Branch out from there. You know, I got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter linked up. Check out the podcast on there with my boy Kevin Warren. There's a blog on there, but like I said, I got to get better at getting back into the heavy writing. So, yeah, if you go to my website and then diversify and branch out from there, you can find me on pretty much any platform.
There we go, baby. There we go. Anything else for the listeners out there, man?
Oh, man. That was fun, man. I had a good time. I'm excited to watch it. You know,
I never knew that about your story. It's crazy.
Kind of awesome. Run it back and write down some of the stuff that we talked about because I think we got into some good stuff.
Yeah, hey, and you're so close to us too, man. John Papp and I definitely got to make a trip down to Indianapolis and check this out.
Dude, yeah, I'll take you to Burger Fuel.
Oh, man. You're talking John's language now.
Dude, before we go, listen to this. So it's 3 patties. Here's what I get. It's 3 patties. In between each one is like – it's like a – I don't know how to describe it. It's like a beet. Ooh. I don't know if you like beets or not, but it's like a beet mayonnaise aioli kind of thing.
Ooh.
So it's weird. Like it's like almost like jelly made of beets between each patty and then cheese. And then I get it on lettuce, but I mean you got to get the big boy bun.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
Oh yeah, that's going down.
Damn, that does sound good. Oh shit. Well, all right, guys. That's going to wrap it up. That was Xceleration Fitness Podcast number 19. John Papp, who we got coming next week?
Undecided. Putting me on the spot.
I will say
a few different options, but it'll be cool.
In 2 weeks, we have a guy that connected all of us, and Andy Haley from Stack.com will be here.
Yeah, dude, he's gonna be on ours as well. I'm excited for that.
Good. All right, guys. You guys have a great weekend, man. We'll post this up. Thanks again, Justin, for joining us, man.
Yeah,
thanks for having me, guys. Have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, you too.